Please, can you hear me?
Yes, can hear
Okay,
you.
good evening, everybody. How is everybody doing?
We're doing well.
Um,
We're doing well.
I'm quite excited to be here today. Coach Oluwaseun, okay, seen it. I was just about to ask that. I will need to share screen. I've seen that you've done it already. Thank you. Just a minute, please. I know I have very little time. Okay. Is my screen, I think it's optimized now, right? I'm hearing some sounds. I don't know if you can hear me. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Oluwatoyin Ajilore. Ajilore Chukwuemeka. I'm just getting used to the. I'm just getting used to the last name. So it's a whole. I'm really excited to be here. Just a little bit about me. I'm a lecturer at the University of Ibadan. I'm an incoming PhD student at Tufts University in Boston. I'm the founder of One Foundation, the non-profit that works with entrepreneurs to start, grow, and scale their businesses. I'm the visionary of the Igbo Tribe. It's a faith-based women community. I'm the author of the Order Joseph. I'm a fellow of African Women Entrepreneurship Cooperative, fellow of Mandela Washington, and fellow of the Chukuma Fellowship. I'm so sorry, at Lagos Business School. But I don't have a lot of time to do all of this, so let me go straight to what I want to talk about. So I don't know how many of us have heard about this thing called the technology adoption model before. Please, if you have, could you maybe raise your hand, show me in the chat or something like that? Anybody? Okay, thank you. I can see someone saying that I have. Oh, I have. Okay, I can see Olayinka saying I have. Adefunke saying I have. Sheyi is raising a hand. Beautiful. So I have a number of people who know about technology adoption model. So it's actually not a big deal. It's basically how myself and you as human beings react to things that are new in technology. It can be a new product. It can be a new feature. Okay, for example, I think one of the many social media that we use, one of the most recent will be the TikTok. How many of us have a TikTok account? Okay, I can see Coach Oluwaseun saying shaking her head. I'm one of those people too. So there are people who, when TikTok came out, adopted it quickly. They were the people that were very interested. Let's see what this new app is about. And there are people like us who I've told people that nothing is going to make me go to TikTok, and up till now I don't even remember it many times. I'm just giving that, and I'm sure that each of us react differently to technology that way. The idea of it is basically is a sociological perspective to the adoption of new and innovative technologies by people. It's focused. The idea of it is the fact that because of who we are, because of our diversity of our behavior, we react and we accept new technology and new features separately in different ways. Some people quickly take it up. Some people take it up because they don't want to be left behind. Some people, no matter how you shake them from now to today, they are not going to go. I think those are people like me and people like Kotolo Asheo. And of course, I know there are people who probably don't have things like Snapchat. Some people are probably who don't even have Instagram. I will not be surprised. So the idea of it is the fact that we react to this new technology based on who we are, the differences that we have. And the idea of what I'm actually trying to show today is the fact that I found out that rallying people around our vision actually has almost like a model, a life cycle that is similar to this two. Now, before I go too far, I know I have just 10 minutes. So I need to set a few basics. The idea of troop rallying around your vision is basically rallying people around your vision, where you've caught this sense of vision, and by now if you are in mastermind, especially even if you are just in medicinal circle, whatever you are, you already know the indispensable gift of people, how you cannot do anything on your own. You will always need people. People is that, I like the way the DK talks about it in the Unblooding Decade Model 5, how people are the indispensable tool of making your vision work. But how do you then go around this? How do you then go around maximizing this wonderful gift that we have been giving for people? Some basics to start out before I explain how this technology adoption model actually plays out in this situation. The first thing is, I think there was a quote that DDK mentioned in that module about people in Unbundling the Decade Module 5 that really struck me. That was that first statement that said, people are not against you. They are just for themselves. For me, it was mind-blowing because I saw that it's really true. You know, one of the biggest change, one of the biggest wisdom that happened to me really quickly was to realize that people are not bad people. You know, there's a way that you can feel that, you know, they are not supporting me, something, buy from me because you are my friend and all of that. And you can stay there for such a long time, and you know, you keep reacting to the fact that maybe people are not you keep reacting to the fact that people are not maybe helping you and all of that. But the truth is that people actually not, they are not really against you. They're just for themselves. They're always looking for what is in this for me, what is in this for me. And the truth is that it's not people. That people include myself and you. For any visionary also think that way. You don't just jump into things, you don't overwhelm yourself trying to help everybody. You always have to look at whatever people are presenting to you, whatever opportunities you have to serve people, to see how it connects with your own larger vision. So it's not I don't really even think it's a moral thing. I think it's just a normal way of thinking about life. The fact that people are not against you, they are only for themselves. That's first. And then there's a second thing that struck me also in that module. I'm going to be basing what I'm talking about on that module, because you first of all have to understand why it is the whole idea of troop rallying is important before we talk about how it's done. The second thing was one of the scriptures that she shared in that module 4 on bodily dedicate, subtract 4 of on bodily dedicate module 5, where she was talking about people. She shared in a number of scriptures, but this particular one struck me. And when she was talking about how people came together to come and make David king, and all of the roles that they played. There was a particular tribe that we said, and of the half tribe of Manasseh 18,000, who were designated by name. They were designated by name. I don't know where the noise is coming from. Okay. Say they are designated by name. And for me, what struck me about this is the fact that there are people who are designated to help me. There are people who there's a way that God has really literally highlighted specific people who are supposed to play specific role in my life, in the vision that He has given me, to ensure that it comes to pass. Knowing this actually takes part of the reason why we need to know this is that it takes away this cynical mindset that there's nobody that can help you. No. Even if it doesn't feel that way, there are people who have been designated. You know, it struck me a lot that there are actually people that are designated by name. They themselves might not even know. They might not know, but the truth is that they are designated by name to come and make David king, to come and help you, to strategic alliances that have been designated by name. That was the second thing that struck me. Now, the building blocks that I have also found, important building blocks that I found that is very important in troop rallying. Now that we've known that there are people who have been designated by name to help us first. Second is the fact that people are not against us. They are only for themselves. So we have to understand how to make what we are doing also for them. The three things that I've also found are very basic. They are basic but very important, foundational to being able to rally a troop is first emotional agility. This emotional agility is based, it can simply be based on that understanding that people are not against you. That understanding that even when people don't seem to help you, they are not against you. I remember a very funny incident that happened to me I think when I was in maybe 400 level or something like that. I was making cakes. I was making cakes in school, and I had a friend, very close friend, who was a friend. You know, she wanted to make cakes for me and all of that, and she said something one day. She made, and I wanted her to make cake for me. She went to go and make her cake outside, and then she made a statement that really annoyed me. And she told me, you know, I tried to replicate what she went to go and buy house, and she told me I should not bother, that I don't know how to do it. And I said, like, no, you are my friend, you're supposed to be encouraging me. But it dawned on me that if I was going to really rally a troop around me, I need to be able to bounce off what people say. I cannot be holding on to their words that much. Second is the fact that we need to be able to discern who people are and then honor. Now quickly, okay, oh sorry, okay, I think I've been unmuted back, right? Yes. Now this is my last slide, and I just wanted to quickly show how this helps in rallying a troop. When you are rallying a troop, there are actually 5 classes of people. at every point in time. 5 classes of people. First is, so there's this graph shows you the innovators, people who are called the early adopters, people who are called the early majority. So the innovators are like sorry, just a minute. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay, I apologize, please. Please, can you still see my screen?
Yes,
yes, you can still see my screen. So the innovators are the people who dare to take on risk. They can risk to take on new ideas. They don't need to know if it's working before they try it, if it's a tech app. The early adopters, these are people in your life that are ready to risk anything on you. They don't even need to believe, they don't need to see that your ideas make sense. Because they are invested in you, they will always support you, regardless of if what you are doing makes sense, if it doesn't make sense, even if it's the craziest idea, because they are invested in you. They are those kind of people, and they are always very small. You can see in that graph they are just about 2.something%. Then they are the people who are called the early adopters. They are very pragmatic. They are visionaries. They are people who are caught by a sense of vision. So they don't just throw their hat in your ring because they like you. It's not because they don't like you, but they need to see that there's a longer term vision here. They need to see that, you know, there's a usefulness for the world, there's a usefulness for humanity. They need to see, you know, they because they are visionaries themselves. Their mindset is wrapped around this sense of vision. Where they see vision, they follow after you. Where they are able to see that, no, this thing has a long-term plan, it's going to impact humanity, they are ready to follow after you. The third people are the early adopters. They are more like I think this thing was calling them the early majority. They are pragmatic people. What pragmatic means is that they need to see results. They need to see results first. They need you to, you know, display a level of commitment to something first. They need to show that this thing works. They need you to show that you know, this thing is just not something you are here to do and for a short run you just want to make a name for yourself and go. They need to see a level of result before they can throw their hat in their ring. And they are not bad people. It's just simple. They need credibility. They need you to show a level of credibility before they can throw their hat in your ring. Those are like the level of the early majority. They act based on their own convictions. They have to be convinced that what you are doing makes sense. They have to be convinced that you are here for the long run before they put their hat in your ring. The fourth people are then I think they are the early majority. The late majority. They are very conservative people. They are people who you have to have built for a while, like for a real while before they actually take you seriously. You have to have done some things for a while. You know, some of us, we know those kind of people around us who you have been there for a while. They look as if they are just quiet. They are just watching you. They don't see anything. They are not supporting. But they need you to build a long stretch of credibility before they are not against you. But they know that they are those kind of people who need to build that strong sense of credibility before they put their heart in something. It's not because they are bad people. They're just wired that way. And the last people are the laggards. They are the people who, no matter what you do, if they are not going to support you, they will not support you. And there's no point wasting your time on them. They only support you when it becomes a culture too. When it becomes a thing, a fanciful thing. When associating with you opens door for them too. When associating with you becomes a fancy thing that they can do for themselves. And understanding this really helps us. I think the last thing I'm going to also talk about is this part where we're talking about the chasm between the early adopter and the early majority. There's usually that small time between when you have the visionary join you and when you have the pragmatic join you. And this is where many visionaries used to give up, where you look as if you have come, you have people who have already come around you to help you, but it looks as if you are not, the influence is not growing at the speed that you want it. It's that chasm time where it takes some time to bring the people who need some level of credibility. Thank you so much. I know I spent more than my time. I really try to rush this, the whole long story, but thank you so much.
Oh wow, please can we give it up for you?